Hi, and good morning from the Cannon Academy Homeschool. I just kind of want to touch bases today. I call this the ugly side of homeschooling. Some people call it cabin fever, spring fever, things like that. About this time of year, it's March. Um, the kids are kind of, bored with school. They're fighting with the parents as far as doing their assignments or listening, things like that. Not showing much of an interest in school, and this is actually not just a homeschool thing. This happens in public school, private school, parochial school, virtual school. Um, it's just the time of year, and sometimes it also happens in the fall, just before winter sets in, and everybody knows, oh, we're going to be cooped up a lot, unless you're like an outdoorsy kind of family, even in the snow and ice. So it's just a matter of everybody needs a change at this point. And if you haven't already taken like a spring break kind of thing, I would suggest that that's what you do, because I'm sure that you're feeling a little frustrated too, because you don't know how to make it interesting for the children. You've done everything you know. You've tried to come up with games for learning and things like that, and it just is not working. So just take a break, let everybody breathe and relax, work it into your schedule, so that if you do have to account for your 180 days or 210 days, wherever you are, maybe you have to account for so many hours a day for homeschooling. Some states do things like that. I'm in Indiana. We are more relaxed. We just have to account for 180 days. So if my students were to hit this point, I would just stop for a couple of days, a week or two, whatever was needed. We would do very light learning where they didn't really realize they were learning, and then we'd pick it up from there and add back in. Now, different ways you can do that without them knowing they're learning or you counting it as part of their curriculum are watch movies together and just strike up a casual conversation. And before the kids know it, they've told you who the characters in the movie were, whatever was going on. Was it a problem? Was it just something fun? Things like that. Where was it set? What kind of weather happened? What did they like about it or didn't like about it? Things like that. And you're just having a casual conversation, which then you can put down, we did this for literature class today, or this was a movie about science experiments or something, or children building robots, things like that. Maybe it was a movie on art that you all liked, or a virtual museum trip. Just fun little things like that. Don't be afraid to go outside and let the kids just play. That could be counted as gym. If they're like most kids, they might dig, they might grab scrap lumber and build a ramp or something. And if you stop and think about that, that's a form of science and engineering and problem solving, and a little math sometimes, things like that. You could talk about the trees and the flowers, how they're changing and coming alive again, things like that. Watch an anthill, watch birds at a bird feeder, the clouds, things like that. It's all part of school. You could go in and cook a bunch of brownies or cookies, pop some popcorn, talk about how the popcorn was this hard little seed, and then with the heat and the steam, it pops open and changes into this wonderful stuff we love called popcorn. Show them how butter, if you put butter on your popcorn, how it goes from being a solid form to melting and becoming this wonderful sticky gooey butter that we like. Things like that. It's all part of learning, and even though some people just call them life lessons, it's it can be counted towards so many things. If your child draws, that's their art lesson for the day. If they just did it on their own and drew different pictures or painted or something, maybe they like to knit or use a knitting loom, that can be counted as art. Textiles. Maybe they like to cut out shapes and dip in ink or paint and stamp it. Another form of art. Maybe they like to do model cars. I think that's still a thing. Or something similar. Maybe they like to get on the computer and play games or make up their own game or type or something, and that could be a computer study and things. There's any number of ways your child can keep learning even while they feel more relaxed and you feel more relaxed, and it takes the pressure off. And maybe your child likes to read and they'll pick up a book and read on their own. I don't necessarily think that you have to stick to readers even at a young age. If they pick up books and read them and ask questions and talk to you about the book and things like that, that's reading for the day. And if it has to do with spiders or weather or something, it's also science. If it's about someone who used to live, Paul Bunyan, Daniel Boone, Annie Oakley, one of the presidents, Harriet Tubman, any of these, it's history. And it's a chance to talk. And all this leads up to learning. It doesn't have to be planned out. It doesn't have to be you have to get this done by this amount of time and do this time of day or anything like that. Just take a break, step back, breathe. I read in a book once about joy days. And joy days are when you and your child just are at total odds and cannot get anywhere. Or maybe you're all struggling in this one subject, on this one issue, and stuff. You just need to take a step back and breathe. So you take a joy day where everybody just goes off in their own little corners and does something that they like and enjoy to help them relax and de-stress. Or you might do it as a family and play a board game or something. Set up a picnic fort or blanket fort in your living room. Something. Just do something different. Take a break. Don't let the ugly days of homeschooling, virtual school, public school get to you. Just know it will pass. Now, if it's public or private or parochial school, they probably have homework, so you probably can't do a whole lot about that. But you can help them de-stress after school and just have a break and a snack and just an enjoyable couple of hours before they have to get back into that and stuff, and then see if there's an easier way for them to understand what it is they had to do for that work. So there are ways, even if you're not homeschooling. So I hope that some of what I'm telling you helped. I have been through it. Trust me, I have sent textbooks flying across the room because it was just such a stressful day. And then I was like, we're just going to take a break because I'm upset. My daughter was upset. I was done. She was done. We were both very emotional at the moment. And so we just stopped. And it took a while for us to learn this. But once we learned it, it was a huge help. She still uses it on her college days if she finds herself getting too stressed out or emotional, because she tends to push herself and she's always working ahead. She will still recognize that, take a moment, or her husband will recognize it and say, hey, you need to take some time. Put the books down, the computer down. Let's just talk. Let's just watch a movie. Let's go for a walk. And they do that, and she feels a whole lot better. So, it's ways that will help them in the future as they grow older and become adults to learn how to de-stress and handle the different situations that come at them in the real life world. So I'm going to end it here, and I hope that you found some of this helpful. Maybe you've got a few ideas that will help you and your children through this spring fever, this ugly side of schooling at this time of year, when everybody just needs a change. And it's in the air. Everything is changing right now. So why not change your emotions and how you're feeling at this time? So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe below. Tune in, check out my other videos. Again, I am planning on doing some videos for older children too. I'm hoping to get permission to have my littles in some of the videos so you can see just what we're accomplishing and things. I know there are questions on how to teach younger children and things like that. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week. Work out the little bugs and things and what's going on right now in your lives. And I'll see you next time here at the Cannon Academy Homeschool. Bye.